Hi guys, I'm Ian and welcome back to my channel. So I've had the new 2021 iPad Pro for just under a week and I thought I'd do a quick first look video about it. I'm not a tech reviewer, so I'm coming at it from an artist's perspective, seeing whether this device will make your life as a digital artist easier or harder. So this is the first iPad to feature Apple's new M1 chip, which has so far come to the Mac Mini, the MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro 13 and the very recently colourful iMacs. The main advantages of this new chip are faster speed in its overall performance and power efficiency, which means you should get much better battery life. So this may seem a bit weird, but the first thing I do when I get a new iPad is to look at how many layers are available on my default canvas size in Procreate, as this is the app I spend about 99% of my time using on the iPad. Layers, for those who don't know, are let you stack image elements on top of each other. You can work in front of or behind existing elements of your artwork, plus you can move, duplicate, edit and blend these elements without altering other layers. On my 2018 iPad Pro, a canvas size of 3000 by 4000 pixels will give me 40 layers to work with, whereas on the new 2021 iPad, weirdly, I only get 18. I think the issue here, and the case with many non-Apple apps, is that they need to be optimized for this new M1 chip before you see a boost in apps performance. Procreate have already teased us with their 5.2 update, which will undoubtedly use more of the power of Apple's new chip. One thing that makes the main difference with layers in Procreate is the RAM. And like with the previous versions of the iPad Pro, the amount of RAM you get is dependent on the storage space you decide to go with. So the 128, the 256 and the 512 gigabyte versions get 8 gigabytes of RAM, whereas the 1 terabyte and the 2 terabyte versions get 16 gigabytes. We'll need to see what it's actually like when Procreate release this new version, and I'm sure it will utilize the advantages of this chip, especially as they mention the 3D capabilities are coming to it. So the design of the iPad hasn't really changed, which is a great thing as it still looks well balanced and stylish. I still love the flat sides and the even round bezels. It comes in silver and space grey colours. I have the silver here, but as mine always spends most of its life attached to some sort of case or cover, I rarely see it. It has dual cameras on the back, similar to that on the iPhone 12, but with an added LiDAR scanner for immersive AR experiences. But the only time I use the camera is to take a photo of my rough sketch from my notebook and place it into Procreate to draw over it. The Apple Pencil still connects and charges wirelessly, which is still a game changer for me when I come from the first and second generation iPad Pros, where it clumsily charged via the lightning port and I was always afraid of snapping it off. The Face ID seems a bit quicker, but I would love the option to have Touch ID on the power button like the iPad Airs get, because sometimes when I'm filming my work on the iPad, I can't get my face over the device to unlock it. Looking at the display, which is still beautiful, crisp and very bright, the bigger 12.9 inch models use mini LED technology and have a liquid retina XDR display, which is why it looks so good. You'd have to look at the 11 and 12.9 inch models side by side at an Apple store to really see the difference in quality. I always go for the larger 12.9 inch model as it's similar size to that of an A4 notepad and means that zooming and moving around is less than you would do with a small 11 inch model. There is a slight texture to the screen, but I will be applying a paper-like screen protector to this one to give me that added friction I need. But it does slightly reduce the brightness of the display having one on, which for me is a price worth paying for the feedback it gives me. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check them out. I've had a quick play with some of the other apps that I use on the iPad, like Affinity Designer, Adobe Fresco, which all work fine. No obvious lag when using brushes or moving around the canvas. Opening the apps seem a little snappier, but as I mentioned earlier, these apps will need to be optimized to really use the full potential of Apple's new chip. Pricing wise, the new iPad Pros start at roughly $800 for the 11 inch and $1,100 for the 12.9 inch. This one I have here is a 2TB 12.9 Wi-Fi and cellular model, which is a hefty $2,400. Plus, if you want the Apple Pencil and the Magic Case, it will come in at a whopping $2,877. Apple has really nailed the experience with the iPads and the Apple Pencil over the years and just keep raising the bar higher when it comes to using a tablet for digital art. I've never thought I needed more power to get my work done with any of the generations I've owned. So if you're looking to get into digital art, then these are perfect and will last for years before you need to upgrade. But if you have a tight budget, then the older third and fourth generation iPad Pros and the latest iPad Air are amazing pieces of equipment to work with and fast enough to fill most of your creative needs. So that's my first impressions of the iPad Pro. Do let me know if you have any questions you would like me to cover in a more in-depth video in the comment section. As I've said, I've only had this for 5 days, so I need more time to see what it's really capable of. Otherwise, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.